So the other day, Jason went for a walk. He was listening to Taylor Swift on his cheap iPod knockoff and singing along loudly. Looking up, he noticed a woman coming towards him. The girl then very excitedly pointed at Jason and yelled something. Since they were still a few blocks away from each other, Jason couldn't make out what she was saying. So he threw his hands in the air like he just didn't care and yelled, "Pikachu, I choose you!"
Yes.
Jason thought he had made a new friend. Yay!
Yeah!
She was a zombie. Jason turned and ran, looking for something to defend himself with. As Jason ran, he looked back to check on the zombie's progress towards him. It was then that she saw that the zombie was in fact Jamie, and she had 100 minions hiding behind her. Jason ran and ran until he couldn't run anymore. He knew this had to be a dream, so he pinched himself. He kept pinching and pinching until he realized that his luck was really this bad, and it wasn't a dream after all. He got on his phone and called Ray. Ray was nearby, and he had a bike that they could ride together to get away. Ray didn't believe that Jason about the zombies, but agreed to meet him down the street anyways. When Ray came around the corner to pick up Jason, he saw that it was true that the apocalypse had indeed begun. A vengeance burned in his heart for the zombies, and he sped past Jason and went straight for the Legion of the Undead. He tried to run them down with his powerful 10 speed, but he discovered that they could shoot sprays of venom. He swerved and maneuvered past their poisonous spit and circled back around for a second try. He saw his friend Jarrett cowering in the corner and went over to pick him up. But as he got closer, he realized that he was foaming at the mouth.
Oh no!
Ray didn't realize that it was because of the root beer float Jarrett had in his hands, and assumed that he was part of the undead. So Ray made a quick decision and whipped his bike around with so much force that it cut poor Jarrett in half like a grilled cheese sandwich. Ray then grabbed Jarrett's straw and paper clips out of his immigration papers. He MacGyvered a blowgun out of the straw and gloriously struck down multiple zombies with his arsenal of 200 paper clips to the face. Took out most of the zombies, but Jamie remained. She was a resilient sucker and impervious to his master paperclip weapon. She glared fiercely at him and roared with a terrifying shriek. She charged forward with her few remaining comrades. Ray tried to take them on, but he had run out of paper clips. He was defenseless. Jason looked on in horror as the zombies took down his mighty hero. They tore through Ray's flesh like a soggy Twinkie. After they polished him off, they turned towards Jason. Horrified, he turned and ran. But the delicious flesh had rejuvenated them, and they just got faster. They were catching up. Each time Jason turned around, Jamie's beady zombie eyes glistened in the streetlights as she closed in. Just when Jason thought that all hope was lost, he heard a glorious Tarzan yell full of ambition and testosterone. Jason knew that there was a new hero at hand. He turned and ran towards the yell and was surprised when a nearby shrubbery popped out of him. It was a warrior in a ghillie suit. The brave soul pulled off his head covering, and lo and behold, it was Ryan. He winked at Jason and charged off towards the zombies, yelling as he went. Ryan danced like Tinker Bell, and it seemed to mesmerize the zombies. The more he balleted around, the more asleep they seemed to be. His secret weapon was working. He fluttered around and yanked out teeth. That was their weakness. They began dropping like flies as he detoothed as many as he could. Then he came upon the monster zombie Jamie. Even when Ryan jumped as high as he couldn't reach the teeth of this zombie. He became scared and decided to try another weapon he had learned. He started to sing. He began to quake as the monster zombie closed in. Just then, in a flash of light, Tonji the warrior appeared. She yelled, "Stop, you fairy!" Confused, Ryan whirled around, but it was too late. Tonji proceeded to rip off a zombie's head and beat Ryan to death with it like a boss. Just then, Ray appeared. The zombies had missed one of his fingers somehow, and he reconstituted himself after 45 minutes and 17 seconds. No one knew why, but those last 17 seconds were crucial. But he had the warrior genes like Tonji. Ray and Tonji looked at each other, and as their eyes met, they knew they now meant business. Zombie heads and teeth went flying in every direction. They were not about to let any part of the zombies touch them, especially the hair, since it seemed to cause severe and untreatable acne. Ray whipped out his Colgate toothpaste and started chewing on the tube. He got a nice lather going and then spewed the minty fresh spray all over the zombies. His teeth couldn't handle the mintiness and they all perished. As Super Ray and Wonder Warrior Tonji stood atop the steaming pile of carcasses, Thinking the battle was done, suddenly the mothership of evil vampires appeared. Ray and Tonji strapped on their goggles and slugged a beer in a toast to another out-of-this-world battle. They looked at each other and let out a holler as the first wave of vampires came down, and they stabbed them in the hearts. And all they could hear were the final yells of the slain, Tonji yelling, "Bring it!" and Ray screaming, "Like a boss." The end. And this concludes your story hour with Jennifer, Ray, and Ryan.